He came up to the window in the mist, as I'd seen him often before. But he was solid then, not a ghost. And his eyes were fierce, like a man's when angry. He was laughing when he turned to look back over the belt of trees, glinting in the moonlight, to where the dogs were barking. Then he began promising me things, not in words, but by doing them. Have you seen that awful den of hellish infamy, with the very moonlight alive with grisly shapes, and every speck of dust that whirls in the wind, a devouring monster in embryo? Listen to them, the children of the night. What music they make.
Hey, Vampire Logan here. We are ready for, almost ready for Curse of Strahd episode 22. It's gonna be an exciting episode as we find out what happened in the potential PC death of Filbert P. Nutacorn.
P. Nutacorn.
Peanut acorn.
Not acorn.
Acorn.
And I continue to mispronounce that one deliberately.
He is our lovely and talented half-orc
barbarian
of the Icewind Dale lands, who was the unexpected guest in the lands of Barovia that Strahd did not expect, and was very put out, as it were, that he was present. And so I guess now, should we do like a little recap, or do you want to say anything?
We can do like what happened last time. That's okay.
Yeah, so I think when we started the episode, we were in Valaki, preparing to leave in the morning, as we had wrapped up our situation with the Vokters there and burning down the house.
That's such a nice way of saying we killed them.
We killed them, yes. Very specifically and brutally, as we are wont to do.
Yeah, actually,
yeah, hey, we got a new person in our chat. Hello, Phaser919.
The other thing that happened, of course, we started off with our collaboration with Irina, which was amazing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, we had a little chit chat with her. What seemed to us separately, but apparently it was all at once.
It was all at once, which was very cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I just asked each of you when you came on watch the same questions.
Yeah. And they were spliced together in a beautiful arrangement by DM Jesse, and we got to hear the collaboration of that, and it came out really cool. Our characters' personalities are very clear and distinct, and we all talked about how great Filbert was, and that he's the hero of the story.
Well, I don't know if we talked about how great he was. We talked about how unpredictable he was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that he was the odd canon here.
And that Madame Eva had kind of identified him as the part of this that was not going to plan.
Yeah.
For Strahd,
And even
not
at
according
the
to
very
Strahd's plan.
when we first met Strahd, he was like, "Who's this dog? Why do you let him talk to me?" It's like,
Yep.
yeah, was not ready.
Then
Then
what
we got into
happened at
combat.
the end of the episode? Before
We got into a combat on a very high bridge,
Yes.
Sad stuff.
and Filbert thinks he can fly.
Yes, we held off Strahd's minions with some spells and just being large. and while the rest of the group fought Strahd, but then Filbert just kind of positioned himself in the perfect spot to be pushed off the bridge with a wind.
With a
what's the
gust of
spell?
wind.
Gust of wind.
Gust
yeah.
of
Gust of wind, yep. So yeah, Strahd definitely, when he read your minds and tried to ask and thought to ask before he did so, why you thought you could resist his plan. And unfortunately, I knew exactly what you all thought on this subject, and Filbert's name came up. And
As the one.
I think it's funny that literally Cora was like, I don't think we can, like, at all.
Yeah, he's the one wild card that we all put our hopes all onto.
which of course angered Strahd a great deal, and he kind of had it out for Filbert for the whole fight.
I mean, he hated him from day one because Filbert kind of just bitch talked him a little bit in the first meeting.
But also because Filbert is proof that Strahd is not as in control as he likes to think he is.
Yeah. He's an element of chaos in Strahd's rather careful plan.
Mm-hmm. And so the other thing that happened just before Filbert got blown off the bridge 1,000 feet in the air was that Cora went to 0 hit points and fell in the fight.
Oh yes.
And as Filbert careens off the bridge, Ramses approaches Cora and uses, which ability was it? Was it lay on hands?
Yeah, it was just cure.
Cure wounds.
Cure wounds.
Cure wounds to stabilize her, and in the same round, maybe half a round after Filbert goes, he dives off the bridge after Filbert. And do you want to explain what that looks like?
Wait, what?
So yeah, I run over to restore Cora, and I noticed Filbert going off the side. So as soon as I see that, as soon as I've made sure that Cora's stable, I run to the edge and dive off the bridge.
Ramses,
course,
no!
The one thing that everybody in our party can see that we never remember is I have wings.
Oh yeah.
I pulled them out. I pulled them out already. So yes, I dive off the bridge, give my wings a huge push to try to catch up to Filbert, tuck him back, and let gravity help me try to speed towards him.
1 second after Filbert begins to fall, he's 16 feet down. 2 seconds after, it's 64. 3 seconds after, he's 144 feet below. And that's when Ramses begins his descent. But Ramses is going faster than Filbert because he's pushing down with wings as well as gravity. 4 seconds in, Filbert is 257 feet down, and Ramses is only 22. 5 rounds down, 484. 6 seconds, these are not rounds. 580 feet versus 189. 7 rounds, 758 feet versus 337. At 8 rounds, Filbert is approaching the bottom at 936 feet, and Ramses is still only halfway down at 527. And on the 9th second, Filbert slams into the ground.
Ground?
Well, into the water.
Into the river.
Oh, okay.
Into the river, which is essentially the same
ground
thing.
at that speed.
And for the record, here is the record of the falling simulation. Yeah, I've gone into some detail on this just to see exactly what was going to happen. And then when he hits the ground, the bottom, he rolls the damage, and it's 181.
Oof.
There's
That's
a
6
lot of
above.
fives in that
And
roll.
he just dies. Yep.
There was a lot of fives. Yeah.
It's a little above average, but not that much above average. So, Filbert, how do you want to do this?
Ramses watches in horror as Filbert tumbles through the air, and in the seconds before landing in the water, he is flat backwards and plummeting. He tips his mug back, closes his eyes, and yells for Tempest. There's a loud crack as he hits the surface of the water, and a secondary crack as he hits the bottom of the stream. There's a plume of mud that jets up through the clear air, through clear water. And a few seconds later, his mug bobs to the surface and begins floating downstream.
And we're going to do flashback a little differently today. What I'd like to do to start the game is have a moment and think about the things that Filbert contributed to the game and our memories of him. Because Filbert has passed.
Well, Ramses will never forget the hair pulling, nose grabbing, witch or hag dragging battle at the Bone Crusher, where Filbert basically, rolled down a flight of stairs with the hag out the front door, where the hag slap down continued.
Someone else like to follow that?
In a similar vein, of course, when Filbert shoved his hand in Strahd's mouth, clearly having not been washed as well.
Wipe my hand off in my armpit.
Yep. Filbert pulling the coin out of his underwear. Classic.
Pulling the coin out of his underwear, and the fact that I've seen and when Ramses scoops along the water, the edge of the water, he will grab the mug, because Ramses has seen Filbert do more damage with this mug than he has with the pig sticker that he used to carry.
Totally.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, the dream cakes, way back.
Oh God.
Cakes.
Cora kicking him awake and threatening him about them.
Yep.
So is he like scattered basically?
You can't find a body, you can't res him.
Nothing emerged from the water after he fell in that you've seen so far. Ramses only has his wings, so I think for a minute. Is that right? You can fly with them?
Yeah, that's right.
But you basically could scoop the thing and return to the bridge, and that's about all you had time for.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you, Filbert. Thank you for your
Miss
service.
Filbert.
Bye, Filbert, you nasty animal.
Shabaka is just looking in horror over the bridge, going, "No, Filbert, no!" Or no, he gets down on his knees, looks up at the sky, and goes, "No!" Little D&D movie style.
Yeah.
The snails know.
Oh, Filbert.
What do we do?
No.
The remainder of you on the bridge. What are you thinking next?
Shabaka has actually got tears rolling down his cheeks. He's actually pretty upset.
Or
Makes
doesn't
sense.
know what happened.
Can we
Or wasn't awake.
can we have
yeah.
a map of the area?
Of the bridge, yes.
Yeah, I'll just get that.
Do you want the world map or the bridge map?
I think there's no more combat on the bridge, right?
Bridge map.
Oh,
Well,
bridge map?
no, I think the world map is fine. Sorry, the world map.
Okay.
Do we need to do anything here, or? Okay.
There's nothing that I have set out for you to do here. It's a matter of kind of just refocusing and...
Okay.
Sorry,
I don't know
we
which
are
one.
at which bridge?
This
one here. Yeah, that one there.
Slightly upriver from the Vistani camp.
Is the Vistani camp where we're heading?
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, Madame Eva was believed to be one of the people who could cast or raise dead in this world, and maybe had a diamond of her own.
But it's that camp.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. So what Ramses would have done is, instead of flying back up to the top of the bridge, I would have flown as far as I can down the river, and then as my wings gave out, I would just drop off on the shore
And walk to the camp?
and walk to the camp.
Okay.
Just watching the water for Filbert's body.
The rest of you, I presume, are going to head to the camp then?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Is that correct? Just that that half is.
Let's Cora, what was that?
Oh, I was just saying, I suppose we would be heading that way, but honestly, Cord doesn't know what just happened, and given that Shabaka is currently sobbing on the bridge right now, it probably won't be immediate.
Yes, so when you look around, it's interesting because neither Filbert or Ramses are there.
Yep. So.
And everyone looks
Cora's
grim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cora feels very disoriented. And because last she checked, also Strahd and his minions were still here too. So, the fact that there's only the 3 of them now and they're gone, is not sitting well with Cora.
Jess, I just had a question on from the viewer. Is so he even if he took half damage of that amount of damage, would still be more than his full hit.
179 was the number.
Death. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it was
179 was instant death.
Yeah.
Or 176.
Clear.
Oh, so
There was also 2 impacts: the surface of the water and the bottom of the channel.
Oh.
The secondary impact basically erased the orc ability to
his
bounce back.
It would have automatically killed him anyway.
Y'all really said, how can we make sure he's dead?
It's like that. So what have we learned about crossing bridges, everyone?
Don't do it.
Yeah, nobody's going to
Don't
walk
do
across
it.
this bridge the same way again.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So-
yeah.
This was a subject of a lot of physics studying, and we will have a white paper on the
Wait.
Exactly.
on the plummeting of a barbarian from a bridge.
Yep.
Yeah.
So somebody want to fill Cora in?
I will not. Not
Somebody
there.
else.
Wait, where are
There's
we
only
right
2
now?
of you with her.
We're over here, right? This is the bridge. It
You
was
have
right.
to
This one
click
here.
on the map. You have to click on the
Dude, you're flying all over
Yeah.
the place.
That one. Okay.
You're the bridge right there in the corner.
Okay. So
By
we're
the
there.
castle. Yep. By the village of Barovia.
We need to find a way through here, so we don't have to go that way anymore.
Fallon, are you there?
Hmm?
I was gonna say you could probably tell Cora what happened, as Shabaka's sobbing and there's nobody else on the bridge.
Fallon isn't known for talking about things particularly much.
Fair.
Vulnerably.
Fair.
The thing is that everyone's really sad. Fallon is angry. Like she's really fucking pissed off.
That makes a lot of sense. How do you wear that on your face?
Misty teeth and claws.
Oh yeah, definitely kind of teeth barred, but also pretty stony. and very. We can see the castle from here, right?
It's a bit hard to see because there's hills in the way. You might be able to see peaks of towers.
And so she's staring like very intensely that way. Like, and her body is very like her muscles are coiled as if she's ready to like just full like sprint towards basically is what she looks like.
Were they taken? Where did they go?
Chewbacca will just sob out, "He's dead. Strahd pushed him off the bridge. You pay."
Bewildered and kind of shocked, Cora will stumble towards the edge of the bridge as if she expects to see anything. Looking down, obviously she won't.
Probably can see Ramses just kind of down river a bit as his wings are expiring and he's landing close to the Vistani village, which you can almost see from here.
Oh. He's heading straight there. Okay.
Yep.
We should get to the village, I guess.
If
will-
Ramses
Are you
was
just are
pushed
you gonna
off
fill
the
Cora in
bridge-
on like the events that happened there? Just like
I mean, I kind
You
of
can
just
just-
did.
Yeah.
right, okay.
Well,
Not
actually,
really.
No, you didn't.
Not
You
really.
didn't say who was pushed off the bridge.
So
actually,
Cora assumes
Oh,
it was
yeah.
Ramses that was
Oh.
pushed off the bridge because he's the one that's flying away
But
from
he's
the
not
bridge.
dead, and he did say he's dead. So yeah,
That's
but
true.
let's just assume that you
Yeah,
two have
I'll
a
say Filbert.
conversation where all the details are explained in a dramatically appropriate way.
Yeah.
And so you're up to speed now.
And we can't get down from here. We have to go the long way around, right?
Yeah, it's the rock face beneath the bridge is really difficult. You could do it with
Not with
climbing
the cart,
kit
though.
and 1,000 feet of rope, or magical climbing, and that's about it.
But not with the cart, so.
Not with a cart.
I'm gonna turn into the giant elk and or before I do that, I'm gonna say, "Hook me up to the cart, I'm gonna get us to the village." And I turn into the giant elk and wait for them to hook me up to the cart.
Okay.
And then I full speed book it down the road and all the way around.
I will
to get
say
to the
it's gonna
Vistani camp.
take like some prompting to get Fallon to move from where she's like stood like frozen basically.
Cora, how you doing?
Cora is not particularly the most attuned with her emotions.
Mm-hmm.
In a different way than Fallon, that's for certain. So far, it's pretty much just shock and confusion. She hasn't really hit the he's dead mark yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because she didn't see it.
Disbelief stage.
Yeah. However, she also does not know how to hook up an animal to a cart. So
I think Fallon's
she
gonna have
is
to
from
do
the
it.
desert, and that's not.
Yeah, if it's an animal handling skill, bro, we're
Well,
fucked.
it's not like I'm gonna resist.
Well, so you've got the cooperation of the animal in this case.
Okay.
So it shouldn't be. You wouldn't need to roll animal handling to do it. You can do it with a brief explanation of what to do.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you had to get an animal to do it, you know.
Yeah.
If it's a real elk, you'd totally have to roll.
Yeah, with a
Real
little bit
giant
of like,
elk.
but yeah,
Fallon,
probably with
let
like
us-
some.
Hook him up. It's not safe here. I don't want to be caught unawares again. Please.
And yeah, she'll turn around and start hooking him up.
Not a particularly long job. Before too long, you're all set. The cart is mounted, and you're ready to go.
So basically, it's just me and Cora sitting on the cart with Shabaka pulling it as a giant elk.
Mm-hmm.
And I can.
That's interesting.
I can do it for 3 hours, and I can run as fast as the cart will allow, basically.
That'll get you to the camp.
Cool.
While we're on the way, Fallon and Cora are sitting on the cart, and Fallon's just gonna like reach down and hold her hand.
Yeah. Cora will allow as tight as possible and do the same as well. It almost looks like Cora is shivering, like from the shock, like, and cold as well. Definitely seeking comfort.
Whereas Fallon's probably shivering from rage.
Rage.
Yep.
And Filbert's probably shivering from the shock too.
Well, bits of them are.
Impact. He's rapidly cooling.
If we get to the end of this and finally kill Strahd, we'll be like, for Filbert!
So the trip to the village is relatively uneventful. The only thing of any note at all is when you pass the gallows at the intersection in the road, and you can all roll perception when you pass through there.
That's a mental stat, so I just roll my regular
25.
character one.
5.
Oops.
Well, I mean, 25 is going to be good enough for it, so I'm going to say what it is anyway, and you can roll when you can find it. But it is, you hear what can only be described as moaning from the woods near the road, but nothing close enough to the road, like zombie moaning, nothing else. But nothing close enough to the road to bother you as you travel through.
Yeah, we're not going to get wrapped up in that.
Nope.
Yeah, but Cora will be readying Eldritch Blast if we ever see anything. Just in case, basically.
There's
Fallon's
clearly
just staring intensely towards where that sound is coming from.
It's coming from both sides of the road, and it sounds different on both sides, but you still can't see anything, and nothing interferes with your journey as you go through. And you arrive at the Tsar Pool encampment. Ramses, you got here before they did.
Right.
When you arrive at the encampment, you can see the Vistani, and they're all standing at the edge of the lake, and they're looking up towards the bridge. There was a Vistani here that told you a story last time you visited about watching Strahd fight someone on the bridge.
Oh,
Really?
geez.
Yeah. And he talked about the mage that was there who fell from the bridge. And the mage's body was never found. But the Vistani actually have, at this point, already sent out a couple people in boats to kind of search the waters. They're just little rowboats, but they're out there and they're searching. And as you arrive,
While I wait for the party, if I'm there earlier, I will see if they'll lend me a boat so I can go search.
We've launched all our boats, but can you fly out to that one? Says one of them.
Is there? Oh, the one that somebody's already in.
Yeah.
Right. Hold on. I'm not sure if I can pull my wings back up.
Because they've seen you fly.
currently. No. No, I can't. I'm done.
Okay.
Expended. My ability of flight is gone for now.
Okay. Then he says, well, we can bring one back to shore. What happened up there?"
Strahd happened, and unfortunately, he took out his anger upon one of our people, and I'd like to be able to find his body. Have people fallen from the bridge before? Or do they typically wash up? Is there a spot along the river where it's shallower, or where people unfortunately tend to catch?
The Vistani avert their eyes. Some of them look out into the water. Some of them just look down. Only one of them will meet your gaze, and he says, "No one's ever washed up."
Hmm.
Oh. Ramses will just stand on the edge of the coast, looking out into the river, just watching.
Okay. The remainder of the camp comes up to the shoreline. Even Madame Eva herself comes out of her tent and approaches. And she looks at you and says, "Who was it?"
Filbert. Filbert's gone.
Yes. Well, that was one of the possible outcomes, I suppose. I want you to know that his presence here, maybe even his death, still could be the thing that leads to Strahd's downfall.
It could be. I think he's probably going to have people who are going to be a lot less amicable to his wants and desires of us doing his bidding.
Even the smallest ripples, they may have the effect. Make a perception roll.
Everyone.
No, just Ramses right now.
14.
Yeah, you're looking for it. And she is wearing what you could only describe as like a very large, fashionable, like overly gaudy diamond ring on her right hand. It's like it's ridiculous. It almost looks like costume jewelry.
I appreciate your people going out to search for
Yes, we
our
will
friend.
do all that we can.
I-
He says,
and I know the rest of the party will probably be here soon. And I know that they will also be distraught at the least of this. It's hard enough losing somebody, but not being able to recover them to bring them back is not better in this situation for sure. Or at least even be able to give them their last rites.
is a shame, of course.
One of the whole reasons we were on that bridge was actually to come and talk to you.
Oh, was it?
And there was a mutual friend of ours who has a affinity for wanting Strahd to be gone as well, who also fell to Strahd.
Well, you must be
And
speaking of Van Richten.
and
I
we
told him of this. He listened not at all.
we have him.
Oh,
We have Van Richten. Preserved. And we have his soul as well.
ah.
And it's been said that you could potentially bring him back. Now, I don't know if Van Richten is just being optimistic, saying this might be something you might do, as I've chatted with him in his death. But if you could, that would at least make this journey across the bridge not a complete and total waste.
Make another perception roll.
Better? Is that a natural 20? Oh, wrong side. 16.
Yep. This one's harder. Okay. She says, yes, of course, I am capable of doing it if you have the components I need.
Hmm.
And at this point, you look down and you realize that the ring that was on her finger's not there right now.
I go, oh. Yes, I was hoping that when we were first chatting, that ring on your finger would have been able to help, but apparently the river's washed away more than one hero today.
Heroes are for younger people. I have a community to protect.
Heroes are for people that are willing to stand up and do what they can against evil.
I stand in my way.
True.
Hey, I will cast your spell. You will do the support work. She gestures with her hand.
So she's suggesting that I need to supply our bit?
She's basically not volunteering her own diamond.
That's fair. I'll just say for now, I just want to focus on Filbert. I just thought I'd bring this out because I know that's why the party's coming, and I don't know their feelings on this. I have seen a lot of death in my time and buried a lot of people, so
He
this
looks at you sideways and says, "You have seen death, have you?" She gestures up the hill towards the castle.
Oh, I'm not saying that I have seen death like anybody in Barovia. Don't get me wrong. But we are not from Barovia.
And this is why I hope you can help. But I have seen your kind come and go. I can't leave it all on the field, as they say. When you are gone, when you have failed, I will be here. And I will still have these people to care for. That matters not. Your friends, they arrive. We can ask them too. And the rest of you arrive, being pulled by a giant elk.
Okay.
Here.
I presume you don't stay as a giant elk for long?
Just long enough to put the cart into wherever they want us to park.
They don't really give you any directions, but there's room kind of just off the road, between the road and the campfire in the middle of their camp to pull the cart in. Yeah, about there.
We park it there.
I will.
And yeah, my spell probably wears off pretty quick too.
I will walk back to the wagon. See
So you
how
guys-
everybody is doing.
Wonder if you're tired as an elk if when you turn back, if you are still tired.
Levels of exhaustion probably would hold over.
Yeah,
I'd
I
say,
guess so,
but
yeah.
you didn't
Right.
get exhausted, so.
So I'm huffing and puffing though.
Yep.
You want to throw us all on the map, or do we need to be on the map?
They don't need to be on
Maybe
the map.
not. All right.
And suddenly, roll initiative. No.
Yeah.
Nah,
God dang it!
Yeah.
not safe anywhere anymore.
Nope.
So I will go to the wagon and I'm sorry. I couldn't make it. I tried, but I was unable. And I apologize. We will hopefully the Vistani are looking for him. We will find him. And undoubtedly Strahd will pay for this. But we can't lose our heads and act rashly, because that's how Strahd wins in this game.
Cora just swallows and grips Fallon's hand tighter.
Just, we have to act rationally, stares at Fallon.
Right? Pretty much.
You will rationally make him pay.
We definitely
just-
will, Shabaka.
Shakes her head.
We definitely will. But get out of the wagon. Come by the fire. Sit and
Yes.
remember our friend while the Vistani look. This is not something that we should just walk away from. We need to recoup. We need to take a moment to gather ourselves before we continue on.
Madame Eva approaches again, and she looks at Cora. How are you, my child? I'm sorry for the bad news I had to give you last time.
She just tightens her grip on Fallon's head, or not head, hand, and
Gosh.
sort of shakes her head a little bit, like she's still trying to process what has happened and how she should feel about these things, given that now that Filbert is dead, as she's been told. And she just I'm likely to have many private feelings about this, given the moonrise, but I cannot feel them right now. Not yet.
Yes, I understand. The mists of prophecy are vague at best. Even I find myself surprised by some such things that transpire. I wish this could have been one of those things. But
You were not surprised?
I didn't know. Messing with the fates is a dangerous thing. Being unexpected in the stream of fate, dangerous thing, especially when someone like the devil
But tell me,
feels they're in control.
was he truly unexpected?
Yes.
She looks
I
like
had
she's
no
like
clue.
honestly looking for that answer. Was he truly unexpected, or was his presence always expected but never supposed to be concrete because it was always supposed to end?
Truly unexpected, she says. And you can give an insight roll to that if you'd like. Truly unexpected. Which is,
Cora,
unfortunately, a very dangerous situation.
Cora's going to take her word at face value.
Yep.
You know, it's almost funny that Strahd somehow thinks killing Filbert changes the fact that he has no control. He has less control than he truly believes he has. Because Filbert was here. Killing him doesn't change that.
Strahd is a cold and calculating killer. But he is also someone with great rage. His rage may be his downfall, in fact. He is not in control of it, I don't believe. Maybe even if he stood back and thought more, he'd... I, for one, believe his rage will be his undoing. I believe it will be the thing that sets us free eventually. I hope so. You have lost one of your number. And I don't know that the remainder of you are quite up for the challenge that he has presented you. We will help as much as we can. And the boats start returning to the shore as the sun begins to set to the western lands. You can't see the sun, but it's getting dimmer out here anyway. And as the boats come in, they unload their searchers, and in pairs they get to the shore and they shrug their shoulders and shake their heads, and then they're welcomed by the fire by the other Vistani. She beckons to one, the second last boat that's coming in. Come here for a moment, she says to one of them. And unlike the rest of them, this is a dusk elf. Half dusk elf, technically, like from the other camp. Hello. This is Sasha. I believe he'd be able to help you, may be able to help you in your quest. He is not from our group, and he has been itching to spread his wings. And I'm afraid the Vistani don't do this in quite the same way as the Dusk Elves or the others. And there's nothing we can do for him. But perhaps you can give him some guidance on his journey. Sasha, say hello.
Hello? How is it going, people? You look glum.
You know why we are glum.
Yes, for different reason than I am glum. I am, well, I'm stuck, actually. When I get, I don't know, my mind gets in a tizzy. I like to think of poetry, and I write stuff down, and I'm kind of stuck on my latest poem. However, I feel my problems and my travails are a fair bit less than yours. I perhaps can help. I fix things.
Can you find a body?
No, but I can help relieve the anguish that the recently departed can put on people. That's part of my calling in life.
Oh.
I'm what you would call a holy warrior. More emphasis on the holy than typical.
Hmm.
Ramsey's eyebrows go up. Do tell.
Well,
Do tell us if you're holy.
my chosen profession is to hunt insects. You know, the blood sucking type. I'm good at eradicating them.
Gonna be great.
Okay.
Well, that is definitely something that this land is in great need of. Profession obviously sounds perfect for the area.
Indeed, but you know, we can't do these things. We can't rush into these things, and we must be. Certain kinds of insects require study and more deliberate actions rather than rash actions. But the ends are still the same. You get rid of insects, you get rid of the infestation, and all is good. You know.
I don't disagree with you.
So,
Cora looks at
what are
Madame
your
Eva.
names? What are your
And-
names? No, mine. My name is Sasha Dubinski.
Hello, Sasha.
Sorry.
I am Ramsey's Earthshifter.
Just such a normal sounding name. It really took me
Right?
out. What? Sorry, your name is what?
There's like no nuts referenced in that name at all.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's too normal. I feel a trap.
Well,
This.
Zoe, did you have? Were you getting something in there? Comment.
What?
I think it was me.
I
It
thought I
was
heard
me.
somebody say something that got cut off.
I was going to look at Madame Eva, and just go. And you believe in his ability?
I do. He has a good heart, and being half Vistani has not protected him as well as the rest of us. Strahd has always favored us here. We've never really been in much danger ourselves. I see the misfortune on the land, she says, like gesturing around her, but I have always been safe. Sasha is a bit out of sorts. He
don't like my
doesn't really
poetry.
fit particularly well at the duskelf compound, and he doesn't really fit particularly well here, by his own choice. She gestures again. He would like adventure. He would like exploration, and isn't really our way.
Yes,
Then he says he fights or goes after insects, but if he is from here, half of your people and half of Duskelf, then how can he know? What has he fought?
I've fought blood-sucking insects before. I've killed some.
So then you already have attention on yourself that we don't need right now.
Elsewhere, not the insects around here. The ones I fought are obviously they're gone now, and they have no way of spreading their
can-
understanding of my prowess, so to speak.
Yeah,
You can
Filbert,
leave.
you sorry, not Filbert. Sash, that's an unfortunate slip up there. Yeah, Sasha, Vistani can leave this area as well, so you can have experience from outside this realm.
Yes. And I have been outside this realm. I've been to other areas before and seen things like like farm harvesting grains and stuff like that, large farms, which you don't see here because there's not much sun. The most lasting impression was a cornfield I saw. I've even written a poem about it. I call it the Ode to Corn,
I'm not interested.
using
Thank
a
you.
form called haiku. You don't want to hear it. Oh, well,
Maybe
it's
this
proof
is
that I have an outside experience, outside world,
maybe this is a time for us to take a moment to mourn. We don't need to cheer up right away.
It's more of a distraction, not necessarily cheering up. That's what poetry is to me. It's a distraction. I don't try to cheer people up. I try to lose myself in the words, and in a way, I reduce the pain that I occasionally or often actually experience.
I do appreciate the idea, and I have done similar in other occasions with other people. Yet we have just lost a friend who we have quite literally fought the devil with. And
he sounds like a great man.
He was. In his own way, he was amazing. And he is not someone we need to be distracted from at the moment. We need to remember how amazing he was, and how much he will be missed.
And then use that memory to
kill mosquitoes.
Power your mission, so to speak. Yes?
Yes. Yes, I think there was actually a moment not too long ago when it not that I would ever work for or knowingly help Strahd, but I would have given him the time to try to explain his side. And he no longer deserves that right.
He is not capable of having any kind of interaction with us that isn't hostile.
Oh, his type never is. They live to enjoy the torture of their subjects.
He's a bully. That's what he is.
Yes. That's part of it.
Bullies need to be taught a lesson.
And when they get beyond a certain point, that lesson is usually fatal. That's the only way. The rest of us is by that bully.
We're going to modify that a bit, Shabaka. I don't disagree with him, but to a certain point, when you try to teach a bully a lesson through violence, you're just showing them there's a larger bully. This is a case of, and I actually like our friend here's analogy. He is nothing more than a nasty mosquito that needs to be stepped on.
Actually, Shabaka's face looks
bullying.
Shabaka's face looks really surprised when you say that, and he sort of kind of takes a step back, and then seems to think about it for a few minutes, and then gets quiet.
I often find violence is the best method for solving your problems.
Yes.
There's occasionally that violence is inescapable. The individuals such as these, on one side I pity them. On the other side, I see that they are a blight on the world, a liability, and the only way for the rest of us to live happy, fulfilling lives is if they were no longer there. It's that simple.
In this case of Barovia, 100%. There is
You're not sure exactly how it happens, but you realize now that a skin of wine has gone around the group. Everyone's had a swig of it, and you're just realizing now that this is happening.
After we had a swig?
Yes.
I see.
No, actually, if anybody wants to opt out, they totally may.
I opt in.
But it's going around the circle by the fire as the sun has set.
And when it gets back to me again,
the stars and the moon come out.
When it gets back to me again, I drop out a few drops and I say, for Filbert.
I will actually, yeah. When it comes around, well, I don't know how much wine these guys have. But
Madam, actually, no. Madam Eva's gone to bed. One of the other Vistani looks at you and says, "This is our emergency wine."
well, you know, Filbert was always there for emergencies, and I'll take some of the wine and actually pour it into his
his mug.
War mug.
pour it
Yeah.
into his mug, and I'll say we should drink to Filbert, and I'll hand the mug to Fallon first.
Yeah, she'll take a drink. And then pass it on. Probably to Cora, I guess.
While you guys were talking about killing Strahd, Cora got very uncomfortable and actually left the fire circle.
Oh. Then Fallon would probably take a drink, pass it on, and then immediately get up and to go and see what Cora is up to.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yeah, she is staring out over the water, the length of the river up towards the bridge, towards the direction where Strahd's castle would be, as well as, of course, where Filbert died. She obviously has her own.
Pretty much due north of here, I think.
Yeah. So, like, just in that general direction, she obviously can't see it. That doesn't matter to her. And it's also pretty clear by this point that her general practices of how she talks about Strahd and how she talks about people dying and like her religious practices are very different.
Mm-hmm.
I think by this point, so she's clearly doing her own set of rites, but it makes use of the water. And if there is moonlight, then that would yeah. So, but it was directly after you guys started talking about killing Strahd that she left.
And so, Fallon, you find her down by the water.
Are you sitting or standing?
She's kneeling with her knees actually in the sand dirt, so it's very clear it's soaking up into her clothing.
Fallon will come over and just sit next to you and not say anything, but stare out over the water.
Yeah. Cora doesn't say anything quite in return, but her shoulders do relax some. That someone's watching her, so she doesn't get caught next.
You basically see Sasha is kind of praying a little bit. You hear a little bit about basically he's praying to soothe your rough emotions right now, and he's holding a symbol of the rising sun while he's doing this.
It's quite a good holy symbol, like not one that's common in these parts. Rising sun's not being really a thing that happens here.
Given that Cora's is literally the rising moon.
That happens a lot.
Yep. It happens a lot.
I mean, not really, because the moon can't really go. Does it go? Like, they can't. If the sun doesn't rise, the moon can't really set.
There has to be a sun, but the moon can be in different phases based on like where it is in relation to the sun. It should show up somewhat at night, at some point during the night, unless it's a new moon, in which case it's basically in line with the sun. My daughter and I just did a thought exercise on moon positioning like a couple days ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Trying to figure out how the phases of the moon must, and the moon and a star must work. But yeah, but the moon, it's been like a week since the full moon, probably. So it's like a half moon right now.
Okay. Cora's tattoos are glowing, given that.
You all are. This is a moving moment. You honor me by allowing me to be in your presence.
Kind of you to actually want to join us on the path that we walk. We will see how the rest of the group feels. Maybe after, if there is any rest to be had tonight. I know I do not mind having the extra company. I do not think that the task we undertake is going to be something that we should do shorthanded.
And it should be done well with the utmost thought and planning.
Mm.
But alas, it needs to be done.
And to have someone along with us as well at the moment that has hopefully some reason to keep us from being rash is not an unwise thing to have.
Yes.
The
But I think
remainder of the evening can
ahead,
pass
sorry.
pretty. Oh, sorry. Continue.
I was going to say, yeah, you do yourselves a disfavor by thinking that you guys are. You lack the wisdom to go about this the appropriate way. Things are just raw for you now.
Oh, I agree, but that is when rashness happens. For example, our friend is dead because Strahd got angry and rash. We don't need anything else bad to happen today.
Oh, you celebrate those that remain with you.
We do. And we should still celebrate our friend, our good friend.
Indeed, there were probably many happy moments that you can think of when you think back to him.
I'm going to. Is Shabaka, are you still at the fire?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, come, Shabaka. And we'll walk down by the water.
Come on, come here, come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy.
Shabaka. Yeah.
What are we doing?
And we'll just look out over the water where Filbert is. He's out there somewhere. And I just want to say that we will not forget our fallen comrade. We will remember him always. He's earned our respect and our admiration. He earned this through his life. And we knew him, we will remember him, and he will never be forgotten. And then I'll take a sip out of his war mug.
Yeah.
You know, he was my first ever friend. Not that I have that many, but he was the first one who ever was kind to me.
Filbert and Shabaka from flashbacks. In the metagame, at least, we know they met a long time ago up north and separated. Then they got back together again when in the group.
So I will tell that story now.
In game.
Yeah, in game. So now that
Right.
everybody knows that story.
I'll put my hand on Shabaka's shoulder and go, well, we might be very different, Shabaka, but you're still my friend. You are all my friend. You're all my comrades. And again, I sincerely apologize for the loss of Filbert. I could have done more. I should have done more.
Yes,
Should have been faster.
there was not much you could do. The blame falls solely on Strahd.
And yes.
I only feel rage towards him. Not you. You have been the best of us. I wish I could be as honorable as you.
You'll find that honor. And I hand Shabaka the war mug and I say, and as he was your eldest friend, this war mug should be yours.
Oh, thank you. I will keep this close to my heart. And remember him.
Hopefully in the final days of us being in Barovia, that war mug will break the day that it crashes over top of Strahd's head for the final time.
Yes.
Strahd realizes that he was undone by Filbert.
Filbert will appreciate that.
He deserves it.
And with that, the rest of the evening passes in melancholy, silence, and bursts of energy and tears. And the next morning,
a little bit of stories too. I'll tell them one of the stories of Filbert and I chasing down criminals and in Waterdeep and things like that. Anything I remember him telling me.
Cool. The next day, your heads are clearer. Sad still, of course, but at least able to think about what you've come here to do and what you Rudolph and Richten and your quest and what has to be done next.
Quick question: do we have 2 barrels of wine?
That's correct.
Yes.
I think we should refill the wine skins of all the Vistani here from one of our barrels.
Take half a barrel?
Yeah, about half a barrel.
Do we have enough?
We just need one left for the Kresk mission.
I thought we were bringing one to Kresk to the Basilica. What the fuck is it called? Abbey.
The Abbey?
Yeah, that's for the Abbey.
I don't know why Basilica was the only word I could think of.
Right?
But I thought that we were also going to bring one to the other people.
The first town
there.
To Barovia?
The village of Barovia. They were low. They were technically the first people to ask you about the wine.
They were.
But they're not like really offering anything in exchange for it that you know of either.
Okay, well
we can keep half a barrel for them maybe.
So one thing Sasha is going to do is that evening he's going to make a couple flasks of holy water.
Oh.
Because he can.
Nice.
And he'll hand them out. He can make 3.
They're expensive, by the way. As I found out.
Yeah.
Who wants a vial?
I already have some.
Sorry, a vial of what?
Holy water.
Holy water.
Oh.
I think Cora and Fallon and...
I don't think it's important that Cora has it, given the fact that she's one of the only people with a magic weapon and magic in general.
Okay, I'll take one then, just in case, but I don't usually in a form that I can use it, so...
I guess Fallon would take one, but I don't think she would, like, actively Like,
Use
I
it?
think she'd need like no, I think she'd need like prompting from like Ramses or something. Be like, take one of these fucking things.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
These are handy.
Because
These
she's
are
in her
handy.
head, she's like, I have a sword. What else do I need?
There are times to use this. It would be good to have some handy just in case.
Yeah, isn't it like acid to undead?
It is like acid to them. They will, but there's other uses. We can use it. As a matter of fact, I have a feeling that part of his undoing will come from one of those bottles.
Oh. Well, I'll definitely take one then. So, does everyone agree?
Eventually, if you were to like distill certain grains in holy water, you can make holy whiskey.
Oh.
You, my new friend, sound a lot like Filbert already.
Oh, a bit of the
Bits of the
holy,
hair of
the
the dog
holy
that bit
whiskey. Holy whiskey.
The hair of the dog that bit ya.
Hair of the dog that bit you? Here we go.
ya. Rebecca, stop putting your hair in there.
I only bit you once.
This is Shabaka whiskey.
Shabaka whiskey.
Shabaki.
I don't think anyone wants Shabaka's whiskey.
Actually, I'm not so sure there isn't a Japanese whiskey called Shabaki.
Shabaki. That does sound like this. All right, so does everybody agree we should give half a barrel to the Vistani here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that is fine.
Cool.
And I will relay to the team that I did have a chat with Madame Eva, and she is not willing to part with her gaudy ring
Item of
to
jewelry.
bring back Van Richten.
So, are we going to use the scroll, or are we going
No.
to get her to cast the spell with the diamond we got from?
I don't
Well-
think we will do either.
We
Okay.
should
I think-
do it right before he leaves at the
We should
location.
go. Yeah, we will take Van Richten back to
'Cause-
where he wants to be, and I will do it.
Yes, Ramses or I can cast the spell.
Which spell is it that you guys have?
Revivify.
Revivify.
Okay.
And since we got the gentle repose on him before
Gentle pose, yeah.
1 minute, as if he just died.
Yeah. Cora will likely have fallen asleep by the riverside. But before,
I think
I'm
most
not
of
gonna
us
lie,
will.
she wouldn't have moved. So as the sun rises, she stirs. The one last thing she will say for Filbert is just, "Please rest, even in pieces. We bid you farewell."
I think Filbert would have appreciated that pun.
Yep. Cool.
And then as that, she will ask Madame Eva, two things. One, actually, before I do this, could we feel when Strahd got into our heads prior to the combat?
Yes. Yes, you could.
As far as Cora is aware, she's the only one that, because we haven't communicated that otherwise, so she kind of believes that Strahd got that from her head and her head solely, because she's never seen us used or done a spell like that before. There's a sense of
you guys haven't communicated about it.
Yeah, so
Private,
she has a sense of guilt that maybe this came from her and her only. And given her experience with normally resisting intrusions like that, if there's like training that can be done, and there likely can't be, but Cora is seeking advice from an older fortune teller, essentially.
How to protect your mind?
Yes.
Can be done. Yes.
Is she asking that on her own or in front of us?
It would be on her own. She would
Okay.
not do this in front of you guys.
Okay.
Count Strahd took thoughts from my head, and I fear that is the reason that he went after Filbert.
I cannot speak to the veracity of that, but that is his way. There are exercises you can do to protect your thoughts. If you practice, you must follow these steps exactly. But if you
Of
do,
course.
they will protect your thoughts from others. And she writes down some things that seem simple enough: breathing exercises, mind exercises, thoughts of like mantras and things like that to say in your mind when you're stressed, that basically override the thoughts that you would normally be thinking. So that somebody reading surface thoughts only really gets your mantra and not whatever the subject that they just asked about would be. So these things look like reasonable things, and if you practice them, she promises that they will have an effect.
Thank you. And secondly, I heard from Ramses that you, of course, would not be willing to give up your mementos. Do you know of other locations that we could find such items? I fear such like this will happen again and again.
He stretches back, leans back in her chair, and sighs. I have heard the news and seen the smoke. I know that Lady Vaktar has passed.
Cora twinges with some other guilt.
I do not mean this to stress you or make you feel bad, but she was one. There is another in near Kresk. I don't know the details. He doesn't work in the same way I do, but the abbot there, I have heard, capable of it.
Mm.
And she looks down at her hand again, and the ring is on her finger.
Mm.
Detect magic.
In an emergency, you may come back here. If you are close, you must convince me that you will do the job. I have seen people like you come and go.
Cora lifts her chin, and there's a sense of not necessarily pride, because she doesn't necessarily feel confident in her own abilities at this very moment, but there is a sense of truth and veracity in her expression, that it is a genuine that if Cora genuinely feels that they're possible to do it, Madame Eva would know. And given
is
that
possible.
Cora is the only one that's been recitant so far, saying, I don't think we can. The moment that Cora does, it will be quite obvious.
You can do
but
it. The odds are still against you, but it is possible.
I can feel it just as much. At the moment that we are now, I don't think we are capable, given
No.
that he can just pick us off one by one. But maybe, given time. And if I am ever in a situation where I genuinely do believe we have the capability of doing so, my party will be the first to know. But until then, she just kind of gives a small and kind of sad smile and kind of shrugs. But then kind of shifts her face to more of a gracious and goes, "Thank you very much for your advice. I will heed your word and I'll practice it daily."
Is the most we can do.
And then
I wish you the
Cora
best of
will-
luck. I have a good feeling about your group, but I have been disappointed so many times.
I can understand that. Knowing as what I do, how the fates shift and turn. There's no reason to put your belief in us yet. I hope one day that we will earn that belief.
You do that. And we will celebrate for weeks on end.
And then Cora will dismiss herself, essentially.
Safe travels. Cora's
Thank you.
the Miramond.
There's a sense of comfort in being reminded that she actually has a place that she can return to if this is all comes back. Thank you, and safety to you and your people, Madam Ava.
She leans back a bit. Thank you. Other groups that come through here, don't mention my safety. Yes, you will be my favorite group, I think.
Warm fuzzies.
Warm fuzzies.
Do we just a thing before we had gotten to sleep the night before? I wanted to use up the remainder of my spells to get some good berries,
Sure.
and then I'm not going to learn that spell for today.
And healing wise, does anybody need anything before the long rest?
I think we would have been healed by the long rest, right?
The long rest will
I
take
was-
care of it, yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Let's not stress on
I'm
it too
gonna
much because
use
it's going to go uninterrupted.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna use my remaining spell slots to cast Good Berry. So
Okay. So how many good berries is this group carrying right now? Just out of curiosity.
a fucking
Oh,
shitload. 1
Berry.
second.
I just made 30, so
Goodberry fanatics.
I have 5 spell slots left.
Oh my gosh.
you had
So
5
I can
slots
make-
left.
I can technically make 50.
Oh yeah, I guess you can cast higher levels, right? So
Yeah, I've got 2 second level spell slots and 3 first level. I don't use my second. I need to remember to cast aid before we do things because that's the
No,
only
I
thing I'm
had,
going to use second level spell slots for.
You could do it now.
I think I would have still saved my 3rd level spells just in case something happened in the night. So I'll do first and second.
Makes sense.
We
I'll
don't
do
need
all of them.
80 good berries.
I have 50. I have 50.
But
They're gonna go
but
bad in
Kabbalah
a
has
day
to very
anyway.
last.
So.
everyone.
He's very,
I think
very good.
24 hours or something like that.
Yeah,
24 hours?
24
Okay,
hours.
so the next day you guys are walking around with 80 extra hit points. I'll keep that in mind.
Mhm.
We have a lot of good
Yeah, but we
berries.
have to eat them one by one. We have to eat.
I'll hand out 10. I'll give 10 to the Vistani. Actually, how many Vistani are here?
Oh, closer to 30.
Oh, I'll give 20 as well. I have 50.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
get them all.
Okay, so I have
I'll
30.
go back down to 40 then.
These are
Okay.
good berries, they say.
Hand them
Sure
out.
are.
Might as well eat them. They can go a day.
Right, that's
Be
gonna
fed
be
for
our
a day.
in-universe-
Save their
our
supplies.
in-universe advertisement. These are good berries.
Like
Yep.
we barely even fucking use these. We barely eat good berries.
They need a second. They need a second level spell called Great Berry.
It's 2 HP.
Yeah, it gives you 2. And feeds you for a week.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
Game breaking.
Yes.
Game breaking berry.
Totally game breaking.
Right?
That's like the level 9 version of the
Yeah.
berry, the game-breaking berry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it heals you to your
breaker.
maximum and gives you a wish.
Never eat again.
You
Yep.
never eat again.
You gain purity of body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quite frankly, most characters make it like most characters that make it to 18th haven't really worried about where their food came from before anyway.
Yeah.
True.
True.
Okay. So then the next day though, the plan to resurrect Van Richten is to, if I'm not mistaken, travel to the
Archway.
eastern gate.
Yep.
Have probably Ramses perform it.
Yep.
And that's the plan, right?
That's the plan.
With Madame Vocter's diamond.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to do before leaving the town, and is there or the camp, and is there anything you'd like to do in the village of Barovia on the way through, or completely bypass
I
it?
think we should bypass it and maybe stop by on the way back.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. I'm going to cast aid before I forget, though, twice. So we're 6, right? Party members?
We are 6. We are 5.
5.
Okay. I mean, I'll still cast it twice because that gets everybody.
So our max HP increases by 5.
Andy.
Nice.
Okay. So you guys, as you leave, pass through the crossroads where there's still moaning noises going on, but nothing interferes with your passage. Head east, cross the bridge near the village of Barovia, and stay out in the field to get past it. Get back on the old Svalish road on the other side of town. Head up to the gate near in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Everything goes according to plan.
Great.
And yeah, so the plan here was resurrect. How does that play out, Ramses?
So we'll lay his body on the ground. I'll say to Van Richten, just mentally say to Van Richten, it's time to come back.
I'm ready.
And I will take out the diamond, or who has the diamond.
Or
Probably
Whoever has the
Ramses.
Filbert.
one of us two.
Filbert, yeah.
Probably
Yeah,
Ramses, because
Okay.
like, who else is responsible?
Who's responsible?
Cora,
Yeah,
potentially.
Oh, I guess
Cora is.
no. Cora, you're too much of a material girl. You can't be trusted with that diamond.
right. You won't want to give it back. And then I'll lay him out, cross his arms, put his legs together, and I'll go through the preparing the spell, and then I will take the diamond and put it against where his heart should be, and there's a glow around the diamond that gets brighter and brighter, and the diamond basically seems to go into his body, and then he breathes a breath of air.
His eyes shoot open.
And as he does, I will touch his head, and he will gain back. A memento, please. What was that total? 20 points.
His eyes lock onto yours. And he just curls immediately into like a fetal position wraps his arms around his knees, and you can see that he's shivering and cold.
We'll grab a blanket from the cart and wrap him in it.
Yeah, here, have blanket.
He wraps it around himself, and he pulls himself into a seated position, but he's rocking forward and backward, wrapped in this blanket sitting on the ground.
Take your time, Von Richten. This is not a easy thing to necessarily come back from.
Call me Rudolph.
Very well, Rudolph.
Oh, it's cold.
Fallon is standing back a little from the group and just glaring at Van Richter.
Is it the cold from the beyond or cold from the weather?
He kind of chuckles a little bit. It's like, I guess I don't know. Are you cold?
I am not. But then again, I'm well clothed.
I will give him a sip of wine as well.
Oh. He grabs the flat of the skin, takes another swig. Can I keep this?
Be careful, my friend, though.
Yes.
Your blood just starts circulating. You are cold from, not being around.
Not being around. Yes.
Yes. Your soul was separated from your mortal form. It takes a little while to warm up to that.
He takes a few seconds, maybe 5 seconds, kind of leaning on a tree, and he pulls himself to his feet. Leans on the tree for a little while longer, but then takes his hand away and is standing under his own power. Still wrapped in the blanket, though.
Why don't you give him some good berries or healing?
Oh,
He's likely feeling vulnerable.
Here's a good berry. or 10.
Sasha will also offer to lay on hands to bump up his hit points a bit.
I'll give him 10 good berries.
And Van Richten's there like, who the fuck is this?
Yes. Yes, Van Richten, we've done our part, as I promised.
I know the lore of the Duskelves. Sasha, is it not?
It is.
Nice to meet you.
May I?
I haven't, I think, met a half dusk elf before. Not common, are you?
Unique, as far as I know. At least in this world.
I've heard your story.
May I?
He's
confer the warmth of the morning lord upon you, sir.
Oh, thank you.
He does a lay on hands and gives him 15 hit points.
He's starting to look pretty good, hit point wise. Kind of stretches his back a little bit. He still really likes the blanket and the wineskin, but he's standing straight and he's got some energy. I must thank you. Is Smilodon in the wagon there? Can you send him out?
All right, come on.
Unlock the back.
Yeah.
And yeah, he comes out. He's kind of snarling. Doesn't really like being in the wagon quite as much as he has been lately, or for the past few weeks, really. But he sees Van Richten and he comes up, and they kind of do a cap behind the ears, scratching and snuggling. Oh, yes. Good boy. Are you ready to leave this place? I'm ready to leave this place.
Just remember, the idea of bringing you back is that you still have purpose, that you are going to get stronger. Eventually, you will hopefully come back to fight your nemesis, because it would be unfortunate for us to have given you this chance to help fight your primary, and we have lost one on the way doing so.
Yes, I'm sorry about that. There is much evil for me to fight. I was unprepared here. I am not ready to face one as strong as Strahd. I will dedicate myself to becoming stronger. If you fail, I will return. But for now,
Even better if you gain some skill, come and join us.
I will try.
When he
But
says
I
that
think
he's not prepared, from where Fallon's standing a little ways away, you legit
I
just
can hear a no shit.
What was it?
Just
What was
like,
it you say?
scoff, basically. She just scoffs, basically. She's like,
We all know how Fallon feels about him.
Yep.
Idiot.
At the risk of sounding like a person that I don't wish to be, Rudolph, we have lost a person today to bring you back. Do not take this lightly.
I will destroy evil in his name for years. You did not see me at my best.
You're correct, we did not.
But I have defeated many undead. I have defeated monsters from all over the world. Even worlds
Well.
you have never been to.
Well, Rudolph, make it clearer next time then, at your skill level. And she gives him back his cane and then steps away.
Yes. I thank you. You have done me a great service bringing me back here. I have not been defeated before. Every evil I smite from here on will be because of you. The lives that we save will be because of you. I thank you, and I believe the people we help will thank you as well. And maybe we will meet again. But until that time, and he gives you a salute, and he takes 3 steps backwards, and the
as
fog
he's-
envelops him.
Okay, hold on. I'm waiting for you to stop so I can just say something to him.
Okay.
Go. We do need one thing from you.
You can't see him, but you hear his voice.
We've given you back the cane. How do we let Esmeralda know that we are on her side?
Just use my name.
Very well.
May I interest you in Amway?
Did we already get the information about Valentine from him?
no,
yeah.
All
he
he
basically just
did-
told us
He told us
was
to
go
see
talk to
Esmeralda.
my apprentice.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Everybody just keeps giving me new names of people I should go fucking talk to about this.
It's
Like, damn.
it's totally one of those
Also, not
text
me fully
adventures.
forgetting. Not me fully forgetting about all of that, because I'm just like so mad at this man that I'm like, I don't even give a shit about anything. I just hate this guy.
Yeah, I believe he said something along the lines of, "That's for her to discuss with you."
Yeah,
Something like that. I can't remember the exact phrasing of it.
but basically he was like, go talk to her.
Go talk to her. Yeah.
Well,
All right.
folk,
Do you want to put the large map back on so we can see where we are?
Yeah, you bet.
keeps moving.
Yeah, so you guys are basically on the far right side in the forest where you came in, more closer to this gate thing.
Folks, what do we do next, eh?
Well,
Let's visit Colin.
let's
Yes.
visit Colin.
Yeah.
Visiting is good.
We're there. Yes. We go to Barovia.
Yeah,
Tell me
one
about
second.
this, Colin.
Colin is a young lad that we saved from the hags and the bone grinder.
Sorry,
Ew,
you leave that there for posterity.
it's vile.
That is awesome.
I can't believe
Oh, it seems
I
a little
do-
bad now.
I do hope for your sake, Sasha, that you have no penchant for eting dream cakes.
I don't think they
No,
can
I
be
have-
made anymore, can
okay.
they?
No
Those
desire
bitches
for such
dead.
things. I must keep my body cleansed, as well as my soul. So such things are only distract. So tell me about yourselves.
I don't even think he knows all of our names yet. He only knows Ramses. What else?
Right.
I know
Answered?
Ramses,
Yeah.
I know Shabaka, and I know others. And he points to the other ones. You're another, you're other, and you're other. Right?
Who's the third other?
There's only two others. You're the third other.
Didn't
You're
you
the
have,
other.
oh,
Ramses, Chewbacca, and the other two. Yep.
yeah. Yeah.
Like, you're the third one, guy.
Other one and other two.
Well, it's important to
And
know
who's this
thyself.
one? He just came out of nowhere. Oh wait, that's me. You guys get to hear my thing turn into a cough live.
Do you,
Mwahaha.
do you have a moral calling? Do you have a guiding light at all? Eh?
Who is that?
Is
To?
He asked that in general.
I think just Ramses has that.
I have some inkling, but I like to keep those to myself.
Oh,
Okay, as long as it keeps you warm inside.
No.
Ah, so you're cold-hearted. Okay,
That's just depressing.
yes. Quite depressing. Yeah, that's something to look forward to in life, you know?
At the church in Barovia, as you approach, you can see
oh,
Colin is trimming hedges that grow beside the building. So he's walking around with a set of shears.
just
and-
before we get to the to there in about the middle of town, I just want to
Mhm.
cast a locate object, and with the object being a diamond.
A diamond?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it has to be can you do general like that? Something general?
Specific diamond, perhaps.
A specific diamond, I'm pretty sure you can do an
No,
object. you've
because
seen.
I'm pretty sure it says something about like it brings you to the nearest.
Object of a particular kind. So it's a certain kind of
Mhm.
apparel, jewelry,
Yeah.
furniture, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, it's just the nearest one within 1,000 feet, if it exists at all.
Right.
Yeah, so the answer is yes.
So it would literally be, yeah, it would. For a second, I was like, well, we have one obviously on on us. Then I realized, no, wait, we used it.
No,
Yeah.
we used it.
Go on.
I just wanted to shout out, we just got a sub subscription from Galaxy Systems Games.
Nice.
Very cool.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Name.
Peoples.
Describer, name an object that is familiar to you. The
Down at
spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you've seen it up close within 30 feet at least once. Not going to be good for general diamond.
Alternatively, the
It
spell
says-
can
okay.
locate the
Yeah.
nearest object.
Okay. Jewelry, it says specifically. Wow, I stopped at exactly the wrong point in that paragraph.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
We glaze over immediately.
Yeah, I didn't glaze over. I got to where I thought the irrelevant bit was going to end, and I just started talking.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, yeah. So
I'll just put it here so you can actually see it there.
yeah, you feel the pull towards the burgomaster's house,
Ah,
the south end of town.
okay. I'll I assume the group would probably see me doing the verbal somatic and pulling out a forked twig and sort of going woo, and it goes towards the burgomaster's house.
Looking
Trying to
for
figure out
water,
what he-
Chewbacca?
Figure out what he's doing. So he doesn't know this party that well. So random arcana check to see if he kind of catches on.
I just thought I would try to see where else we might find another diamond, and apparently there's one in the direction of the burgomaster's house.
Are you going
Probably.
to rob the place?
No, but that guy owes us a favor.
He's dead.
Okay.
No, his son
The
was,
burgomaster-
His son.
His son's not. No.
and his son lives at the house.
You just scared the living
Hopefully.
hell out of me.
Oh, didn't he mention that there was a head on a pike as we walked in? Yeah, must have missed that part.
Yeah, this house right at the bottom.
At the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he lives there now, right?
He lived there before too,
Yeah.
but yes. Yep.
But he owns the house now. I think last we saw him, he was taking over as burgomaster, right?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
Well, he
That
was
was
he
the
believed
expectation.
that he was taking over as burgomaster.
Mm.
Well, he was running to take over as burgomaster.
Yeah.
Basically, because they elect theirs.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yep. Yep.
Fallon, I don't even think she stops when Chewbacca starts doing his thing. She's just gonna keep walking towards the church.
So we go to
Yeah.
the church, or we go to the burgomaster's house.
We'll start at the church. We should say hi to Colin
Yeah,
and
we'll go there.
and the priest.
We should go there first, and then
Yeah, this Cullen sounds like quite the fellow.
He's a good kid. He's still at the church, so hopefully he will stay that way.
Well, given that the description was already made of the church, let's talk to the kid.
Exactly.
sorry to interrupt.
All good. Oh, hey. I wasn't sure I was going to see you again. And this is particularly directed at Fallon.
Oh.
That sounded a little biting.
Fallon will actually smile at him.
He
Hey,
smiles.
Colin.
Yeah, he's not like smiling back at you. It's just that your smile makes him happy.
Aw. So, how's everything been going here?
Good. I was that side over there, and he points at the other side of the church, where the shrubs near the church are quite well controlled and not overgrown at all. Those ones I had to use the small clippers, but Donovich says I can use the big ones now, and he holds up a large set of clippers for yard work.
Oh, very good.
The good thing someone showed you how to use a knife.
That one, he points at one like on the far side. I did that one with the knife.
Does it look
Interesting.
any good?
Yeah, it looks great.
So it's every limb is cut to the right length to look good, but the cuts are rough.
Fallon does not give a single fuck what it looks like. She's just like, it looks amazing.
Thanks, he beams. You want me to get Donovich? He's inside.
Yeah.
No, no need. We can see Donovich, or if anybody else wants to come, I do just want to check in on him.
Okay. Yeah, inside you find him.
Fallon's gonna stay with Colin and help him with the hedge.
Nice.
Awesome. He totally accepts the help. He spends a little effort showing you how to hold the clippers.
Nice.
Like this, he says, and he like shows where to put your hands on them, and he puffs his arms out to the sides, and he says, "You feel stronger if you do it like this."
Yeah, and Fallon, who probably knows how to use clippers, is going along with it, like, as if he's like teaching or something.
He's there something new.
Didn't you give him a dagger or something?
Yes.
I did.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I taught him how to use a dagger.
Yep. Yeah, so Donovich is inside, and he's kind of talking to some people in the pews that have been rebuilt. The interior of the church looks functional, at the very least.
I'm glad to see this.
It's like impressive work. You guys are moving right along. Rebuilding is good.
Well, thank you. Yes, it's good to have my heart back in it again.
Glad to see, and Colin looks well. I see that has been working well.
Oh, it's taking care of a child is exhausting. I didn't know this.
But it is rewarding.
Didn't he raise
It
a
is
son?
rewarding, is it not? Yes, he says that. Yeah. Oh yeah, he did have a kid, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By a reason that you
But he was older,
Yeah.
so he could have forgotten.
Yep.
Crazy,
an adult son.
I'm too old to be starting over again
Jesus.
with a child so young. He retcons in front of you live.
Live.
The verb.
What have you been up to? He asks you.
Well, we lost a friend.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, Filbert was taken by the demon Strahd. Devil, or what do they say? The devil Strahd. I say that.
They call him the devil.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, his eyes move towards the door to the basement. He has taken many.
Indeed, he has.
It is very sad, yes.
But we are still true to what we wish to do. So hopefully at some point there will be no more that he can take. We will take from him before he takes too many more, hopefully. We'll keep him
I wish you
occupied
luck.
enough.
In this town, we will continue day for day, and I'll pray for you quietly so that no one notices.
I do appreciate this.
Yes.
And I wish you the best of luck. I thank you for bringing young Colin here. His parents have had a rough time this last few weeks. This last week.
Withdrawal.
Aren't his parents from... Oh, no, yeah, they are from Barovia. Sorry.
Yep.
I was remembering things
They
wrong.
sold them for dream cakes, remember?
Yeah, no, I remember that part.
Yes, I remember.
Those wacky Barovians.
There may be a time where they come around, but no one here seems to be in much of a rush to change the way things are. I think that if they see each other, should be slow and shouldn't rush into anything. But maybe there's an opportunity to get things back to normal. We'll see. And to be perfectly honest, part of me hopes not. I have enjoyed his company.
Some betrayals can never be healed.
That's grim, but yes, I suppose you're right.
Well, in the end, it will be Colin's. You know, what does Colin wish to do? And I think Colin is probably happier now than he has been.
I think you're right, he says.
He's a good lad, and he'll be able to make the right choices, I think.
He has a bright future.
I think you're right, he says. Thank you.
Mm,
And it's all the brighter because of you.
indeed.
I'm just a humble servant, doing my piece.
Which is more than a lot of people in Barovia do. So thank you for doing your part.
I do wish I could get more people to chip in. I guess
As
it's
long as-
nice to see that others notice on occasion.
It is noticed. I just don't believe this is a land where many people will mention it. For fear of.
Did Fallon, you
Fear.
gave him one of those Blinsky toys, right, before?
Yep.
Okay, so he already
Excuse me,
has
I've given every single child that we've met one of those stuffed wolves.
one. I know, right?
Colin got the
Right?
first one. Yeah.
Yes, he did. That was the origin story. Was I brought him to the toy store.
Right?
I now have two things that in my inventory that I have labeled as horrifying Blinsky wolf stuffies.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Out.
Okay. He doesn't seem to have much more to add to the conversation, nor Colin.
Very well.
Is there
Alright.
anything you'd like to do in town before heading on?
Check in at the Burgomaster.
Yes. About a diamond.
Burgomaster sounds good.
I do want to see Irina's brother.
Yeah, well, that's where
Yeah.
we're going.
Ismark.
Yeah.
We traveled from the Vistani camp past the town to the bridge, and now we're back towards the town. I don't think we're gonna get back somewhere safe within a night, right? So we probably should spend the night here, right?
You could probably make it as far as the Vistani camp. You wouldn't want to go much further than that, or you're going to get stuck out. You couldn't make it back to Valaki, for example.
Thanks for the raid.
Oh, we got a raid now.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we should probably see if we can stay with Ismark
Ismark?
for the night and then head back. Oh, we should drop off the half
Yes.
thing of wine at the
Raise
as well.
raise the town's spirits with spirits.
Yeah, with spirits.
I would suggest that perhaps you give that opportunity to Ismark, so he can seem like a good burgomaster to his people.
I think that is an exceptional idea, Cora.
The Blood of the Vine Tavern is the place in town that wouldn't mind the wine. But I guess if you're going to give the wine to Ismark and you want to check in with Ismark, and Ismark might have a diamond,
Exactly.
head there and first, and he welcomes you at the door. He when he opens the door, he sees you there, and says, "Oh, it's good to see you." And he stands back from the door, but he doesn't say anything or gesture in any way that you should enter.
Just go up and does he step back from the door?
He does.
Just go up and step forward through the doorway to say, "We are not that. We have not been changed."
He nods at you. Says, "Ramses, come in."
So, we, and I don't tell everyone else to come in. I'll just come in. Hopefully
Okay.
they'll all get the cue.
Yeah, Cora will follow Ramsey's lead
Sasha,
almost
who's like
immediately.
Yeah.
unaware of these formalities. Well, actually, you know what? He would know about.
You'd be quite aware that a vampire can't enter a house uninvited. Yep.
He'll just go lump right down in.
Okay, as each of you enters uninvited, he acknowledges you.
I see.
And then after you've crossed the door, he says, "Welcome and come in."
Thank you.
Good precaution.
Your sister is safe. First and
Oh,
foremost.
I was so happy to see that she wasn't with you, but at the same time worried.
She is at the moment at the church in Valaki.
Oh, excellent. Tell me, is it
Um,
a land of peace and happiness, like all the stories say?
I believe that
The
depends
church
on the
is
eye
safe.
Of
The church has a
the eye of
protection.
the beholder. It's
I
not.
recognize irony.
Yes,
This is
I don't
good.
believe it is. It is quite what the people here believe it to be. But it is.
That's worrying.
It is not a. It is not a bad place, and we have done our bit to make it a bit better. But we are planning on taking her to Kresk to stay.
Oh, so far.
The further away from the castle, the better.
Yes. There are some strange people in Valaki that we are unsure of their motivations towards your sister, so we think it's best that she be further away from them.
He furrows his brow.
Do you know
What
an
do you
Ivan
mean their intentions towards
Strahd?
my sister?
Yeah. Do you know an Isaac?
That
No, is
did
it
sound a
Isaac?
little odd,
No.
sir, I must say.
Isaac, I-Z-E-K.
Yeah,
Isaac.
Isaac.
Isaac Stradzny?
No, that name doesn't ring a bell.
Well, he apparently has some thoughts towards her. And there is some potential rumor that it is actually his sister.
Oh,
Your sister is his sister. Separated at birth, separated not quite at birth, but shortly thereafter.
oh.
But we are unsure his intentions. So until we are sure, we will not endanger her.
He has like a puzzled expression on his face,
Mm.
and but eventually it clears a bit, and he just says, "Okay, I appreciate. Do what you think is best, and what she thinks is best. I trust her
course.
judgment on this."
Yes, the church is protected by an artifact that keeps Strahd away. So
that's nice.
we've told her to remain in the church until we return.
That sounds great if nobody can reach someone in the church.
How goes becoming burgomaster?
It's all but done now. Now, I spend most of my days dealing with people complaining about their gardens being too close to somebody else's house.
Funny the
Like
worries
these
of
things I heard called HOAs.
Strange, these customs of civilized folk.
Yeah.
It's
cult
likely
members.
all they have to distract themselves with. I wouldn't
Mhm.
begrudge them too much.
exactly from
No,
the
and I
larger
don't.
issues.
Is
Quite
anyone named
frankly, I
Kevin?
think this is the job of someone in my position. It's not for me to set the priorities. It's for me to help the people find fair solutions. If
Well-
gardens are what they care about, then I am their servant.
Then we can also offer you another nice boon for your people to hopefully lift morale. We do have, and unfortunately, due to an accident, not as much as we wish, we do have a half barrel of wine that we will donate to your city's
He
morale.
leans forward and holds a hand out in the air in front of you, expecting some kind of high five.
Oh, I wouldn't want to leave you hanging. I'll give him a high five.
This is really gonna help, he says.
We only ask one thing in return, though, and I don't know if you can find such a thing, but we do have need of certain items for spells, and one of them is a diamond.
My mother had a diamond.
An
1
heirloom,
second.
then.
He hustles off up the stairs, comes back not too long with a diamond that is pitifully small.
Oh, well. I mean, do we have to have like a single diamond worth the amount, or can you build up a bunch of diamonds?
Single diamond worth.
Single diamond.
300 for revivify.
Okay. We assume it's not worth that much then.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I appreciate the offer, but that does not meet the size of needed for the spell. So, but thank you for trying. You may still.
He looks at it
the wine.
in his hand. Mother was very proud of this.
Well, I wouldn't want to take your heirloom if it's not going to complete the spell. That's all.
Well, if there's anything else I can do, don't be afraid to ask.
Do you have any other items that might help us, like a spells scroll or anything like that? Weapon? Silvered weapon, perhaps?
Nothing comes to mind.
Actually, how about just straight silver? Can we trade? I'm more than happy to even trade you gold for pieces of silver.
Yeah.
Or as much as
We
you
have some
feel
silver.
as much as you feel the barrel of wine is worth, I suppose.
Well, this isn't even about the barrel of wine. The barrel of wine is for the morale of your people. I am more than happy to pay you in gold for pieces of silver. I have no need for gold here.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of need for silver.
It was Fallon, it was 50 to do your
And then he charged us
right?
another 100 or something, didn't he?
for the work. 100
Yeah.
gold for the work.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that you only need 50 in silver, and the rest of it can be gold. So yeah, he has he can pull together, he can scrounge together 50 silver pieces, which doesn't cost you much gold to buy.
Okay, so he. Sorry, I will add this in. Does he only have 50 silver pieces? So I'm not trying to get silver to silver weapons. I have spells that require silver.
Oh. What's your requirement?
I will literally buy as much silver as he can afford.
What's the spell?
I had a few. One of them,
Bless water.
Bless water, 250.
250 silver?
Yep.
Holy
You
crap.
can make 25 flasks of holy water that way. Yes.
Cora has some
I
powdered
need
silver, which she has not mentioned yet, but she does have some.
I do need for another one of my spells. I have a component, but if I wanted to cast it again, I need 100 gold worth of powdered silver, or iron, or silver and iron worth at least 100 gold.
Which spell is that one?
Magic circle.
Do we know if there's a place where you can actually exchange your money, like for gold, for the equivalent value of silver?
There's not really.
Okay.
I mean, we have some silver.
Yeah.
I have 36 pieces of
for
silver.
many of these kind of commodity spell components, I'm gonna abstract it. I'm gonna assume that if you can afford this powdered silver, that you can get it. If you wanted to silver something, though, that's different,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
we'll have to find it in game.
Okay.
Spell components are not particularly well covered in this whole environment
Yeah.
for Curse of Strahd, and it's a mechanic I'd rather not deal with too directly, except for high-profile items such as Raising Dead and things like that. So
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, that's
So
cool.
I'm
then.
going to assume that if you can come up with the money for powdered silver, you can buy powdered silver.
Okay.
So another thing, are there items that might possibly bear the blessings of the of the of the Mother Night? And he hesitantly pulls out his sword, which has a soft glow to it. Such things might also be as effective as silver when dealing with insects.
Cora looks more interested now that she sees that you have a sword coated in moonlight.
Mm.
Indeed. Ismark doesn't seem to have anything that you might be talking about, though.
This is fair. We're just trying to be as prepared as we can.
So does he just give us that silver?
No, for
The
gold.
50 pieces of silver, yes, he just gives it to you.
Cool.
Oh,
It's worth about 10 gold, and you guys have done him a pretty big favor, and so
And gave him a half barrel of wine.
and didn't take his diamond.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Which he also would have given away
But did take his sister away, so as he
at
needed.
his request.
That
Yeah.
that
At
is
his
the
request.
that is the
I feel the
favor.
same thing about my
favor.
sister
Hmm.
and my brother.
You
and-
have a sister and a brother?
Yes, younger.
oh
I find this
It-
interesting. I thought
In-
thought children of the Dusk Elves were not.
I did not say they were from children of the Dusk. They are half brother,
fair
half
enough.
sister.
oh
Interesting.
is that here in Barovia or are you
They are
from?
not here in Barovia. No, they are out elsewhere.
Oh,
Oh, even more interesting.
were you
but it-
trapped here?
I kind of traveled the way your friend did with the mists and stuff like that. I've done it twice. I think
done
I'm
it
stuck here for
twice?
now. Yes. Once to leave or once to come back.
Oh, why'd you come back?
Well, the compulsion of the Morning Lord has pushed me in this direction.
Oh, your god. Oh,
Yes.
I see.
The Morning
Does-
Lord and the Night Mother are the two things that are traditionally worshipped here.
Okay.
For example, the church here is to the Morning Lord.
Does your is it a god or gods that you worship?
Hey, God, but I recognize, the benevolence of the Night Mother as well.
Oh.
The Morning Lord is my guiding light, so to speak.
And do you do these gods talk to you and like directly, or is it more of a
Sadly, here their voice is somewhat attenuated. Outside, yes, the Morning Lord was quite well known. Here,
Oh.
it seems like that there's something keeping that voice from being heard.
And you're sure it's not some other kind of thing trying to influence you?
I'm
like-
sure it's an insect.
What?
The vampire.
A big insect that lives in a castle.
Oh, I see. Oh, yes.
A bloodsucker.
Oh, I get it now.
Well, 2 days with the conversation suddenly makes sense.
Suddenly makes sense.
He
Ah.
Laughing.
leans over toward Cora. I was like, he's not very sharp, is he?
I get it now. Oh, it makes so much sense. I really thought you hated
frowns.
insects.
Yeah. Cora, you say Cora frowns?
yeah.
Yeah. So you guys pretty much are you planning to stay with Ismark tonight?
Yes, if he doesn't mind having us.
Not at all. Make yourselves at home. It's a big house. Big house to be alone in.
Cool.
So,
Oh,
hey,
can I retcon
Cora,
something here, Jess?
yeah.
Maybe.
I wanted
What
to
you got?
have a nice I wanted to cast Speak with Animals and have a nice goodbye with the Saber-toothed.
Sure.
Okay.
But we won't play it out.
No, I'm not
But
going to
we'll
play
see
it
what
out.
happens.
Just assume it happened. Yeah.
So, Cora, I noticed your eyes were drawn to this weapon. Do you wish to look at it closer?
There's a look of hesitation on Cora's face, particularly because she clearly doesn't like you yet.
Here, take a look. It does bear the blessings of the Night Mother.
But her curiosity does win out, and she nods and steps closer.
And he
Describe
hands it to her hilt first. Go ahead, take a look.
She does. And I would assume that the glow of this sword, it is the moon sword, question mark?
Yeah, it's a moon touch sword.
Okay, so I would assume that this glow of the sword is almost comforting and familiar as like her tattoos glow. Or Samaya, her sword doesn't necessarily glow, but the aspect of the moon is still very much present.
Mm-hmm.
You said, what goddess was it again?
The Night Mother. It bears the blessings of the Night Mother. She and the Morning Lord are kindred spirits. They're kind of the opposites of the same coin. And the devil Strahd is anathema to that coin, so to speak.
The moon could not shine without the sun. That is very much true.
That is true. Yes. Yeah, the ebb and flow of nature.
Yeah, so that's
She
for
will hand the
the
sword.
people who may not be familiar with the moon touch sword. It basically
I know.
glows with moonlight out to 15 feet of bright light and another 15 feet of dim light.
Mm.
And
That's-
doesn't it make your attacks magical as well?
Yes.
Yeah, they're cool as hell.
That's pretty cool.
It's not specifically bonused, but that does count as a magic damage.
Yeah, it's not a bonus, but it does overcome resistance
Mhm.
to non-magical attacks.
Nice.
There's a neat
Why
weapon.
do you-
I received it when I joined my holy order.
If you worship the Morning Lord, then why do you bear this weapon?
It is how you say it's the initiation, the beginning level for progression through my paladin holy order. There are some paladins who have these swords that are of enormous power. Their blades are of pure light. I only wish to have one of those when I eventually get so well revered or so well respected within the ranks. It will take many, many, many years for me to get to that point, though. They are very rarely ever given. This is honor enough for now. It's like I said, it bears the blessings of the Night Mother and the understanding and blessings in turn of the Morning Lord. And with their radiance, I shall do good.
For a portion of that speech, Cora looked like she wanted to be insulted, but the moon to be considered lesser. But she will hand the sword back. Of course, hilt first. No, she stabs him. No. She hands it back hilt first. And she makes no indication of her own sword whatsoever.
Fair. Okay. Is there anything else you guys like to do tonight?
I have
Should
one
we
question. Did you say
wake up
that
tomorrow?
the Saber-tooth's name, it had a name?
Smilodon.
Smilodon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Smilodon.
Smilodon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like his breed. Saber-toothed
Okay.
tiger.
Yep.
You
If
guys
you just look up saber-toothed tiger in Latin, this is the word.
yeah. You guys catch you over here Shabaka cuddling his saber-tooth and you hear him, "Oh, don't worry, it's gonna be okay, Smilodon."
Yep. Well, it was modeled off of him after
Yeah.
all.
So he's named it Smilodon.
Nice.
Okay. Filbert's final parting gift to this group as you lay in bed and comfortably, I might add, in nice, well dressed rooms in comfortable beds, each to your own area. Oh, you're posting a watch anyway?
Yeah, I would think we would do the same.
Probably.
Same watch we usually do.
Sounds good. Okay, so you're most of you are laying in bed. The other one's not. One of them is not. Filbert's parting gift is welcome to 7th level.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
All right, well, I guess on that note, we should probably call it a night.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else has another thing to say before we shut down this?
Pink Cougar.
If
Broccoli.
anybody's still watching, I'm gonna actually play a little bit of Overwatch after this, so I will still be continuing the stream. But for the rest of you, thanks for playing, and see you next week.
See you later, everybody.
Have a good night.
Good night.
me.